welcome back to Reading the List, where we review, discuss, and reimagine popular movie lists objectively. We're your hosts. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Brad, and on this episode we'll be exploring number 23 from AFI's 100 Years, 100 Passions, the 100 Greatest Love Stories of All Time.
All right, number 23 is now Voyager, released in 1942, directed by Irving Rapper, starring Bette Davis and Paul Henreid.
The synopsis for this romantic drama is as follows. Charlotte Vale, played by Bette Davis, is a drab-repressed spinster dominated by her aristocratic Boston dowager mother. The verbal and emotional abuse she's doled out has left Charlotte on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Her sister-in-law Lisa introduces her to a psychiatrist who recommends she spend some time in a sanitarium. Away from her mother's control, Charlotte blossoms. At Lisa's urging, Charlotte embarks on a lengthy cruise rather than go home. On the ship, she meets Jerry Durance, played by Paul Henreid, a married man traveling with friends. Charlotte learns of how Jerry's devotion to his daughter Tina keeps him from divorcing his wife, a jealous, manipulative woman who does not love Tina and keeps Jerry from his passion, architecture. Charlotte and Jerry become friendly. In Rio de Janeiro, the two become stranded when their car crashes. They miss the ship's departure and spend 5 days together before Charlotte catches a plane to Buenos Aires to rejoin the cruise. Although they've fallen in love, they decide it would be best not to see each other again. Charlotte's family is stunned by her dramatic change in appearance and demeanor upon returning home. Her mother is determined to destroy her daughter again, but Charlotte's resolve to remain independent is too strong, built from the memory of Jerry's love and devotion. Charlotte becomes engaged to a wealthy widower, but after a chance meeting with Jerry, breaks off the engagement. This angers her mother, and the two fight. Her mother has a heart attack and dies. Guilty and distraught, Charlotte returns to the sanitarium. When she arrives, she is immediately diverted from her own problems when she meets Jerry's 12-year-old daughter, Tina, who has been sent to the sanitarium at Charlotte's recommendation. Tina reminds Charlotte of herself and becomes interested in Tina's welfare and takes her under her wing. When the girl improves, Charlotte takes her home to Boston. Jerry visits the Vale home and is delighted to see the change in his daughter. His initial concern is for Charlotte, fearing she's sacrificing her freedom to care for his daughter. Charlotte tells him Tina is a gift who allows her a way to stay close to Jerry.
Okay. Can we talk about Bette Davis for a minute?
You can.
She is gorgeous. She is regal, and even her voice is a little raspy, so it's attractive, and she always just holds herself with such poise.
Yeah.
And to ugly her down is a task because
Yeah.
that's really hard to do. So they made her look old.
Yeah, they kind of did. She's supposed to be like early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
And they kind of make her look like she's about 35.
Yeah, they make her look old. I think that's their way of ugling her up or something.
I mean, they do a decent job. They put her in kind of ill-fitting clothes.
Yeah, she wears very baggy clothes.
Early in the story. I mean, the thing that doesn't work for me is how they kind of say she's fat.
Yeah, like
it's like she's not.
She's not fat. Even her niece is calling her fat. So the first thing that we know about this is that when her character, what was her name in the movie? Charlotte. When Charlotte was younger, she was young. She was meeting people. She was engaging with men and just kind of like fell in love with this boat captain or something. And her mom is so controlling and so set in her ways that she felt like Charlotte's gone crazy. She's gone crazy.
Yeah, like she's not acting appropriately. She's acting like a normal.
She's acting like a teenager.
She's acting like a normal young person.
Yeah. So her mom sends her off to this, or she just talks her down.
Yeah.
All the time.
She really browbeats her, like.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Not only that, like she's shown how other people in her family should treat her as well. So even her niece calls her like a name and stuff. And it's just...
Yeah, the only one who treats her with any decency is her sister-in-law.
Yeah, pretty much. And the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so she gets put into this psychiatric ward, I guess. And... Sanitarium, but really... She just has time away from her mother.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. Honestly, that's all it takes. You could have just put her in a hotel or something, or
had her move out into her own apartment or something.
Yeah, that's all it took, is just not to be under the kind of thumb of her mother is really all it took. And I think Lisa's advice to not go home and kind of even explore that even more.
Yeah.
I think that's really smart, because, you know, you could go back and say, oh, it's because she was at the sanitarium that she thrived.
Yeah.
But then she's out on her own. She's independent. She's meeting people, and she's living her own life, and she continues to thrive. So it's just being away from her mom.
Yeah. So she goes home after all that, and she's, with all she's learned and experienced and the self-confidence that she's gained, she's able to stand up to her mom and is like, no, I'm not okay with that. And
it's not just that. It's, she knows she's worthy of love, because, you know, Jerry's this really, really kind, decent guy who's in a bad marriage, and he sticks with it because he loves his daughter so much. And, you know, knowing that someone like that can feel the way that he does about her, it strengthens her. It gives her a resolve that she never had before.
Right. And then she sees, you know, she meets his daughter, and she sees a lot of herself in his daughter, and she decides to dedicate herself to his daughter to try to get better. And that ends up...
I think more than that, she dedicates herself to what the doctor is doing overall. Yes, she's going to take care of Tina, but I think it's kind of implied that this is going to be her...
like her career.
This is going to be her life's work. She doesn't have a career. I mean, she's a rich socialite. She's inherited a bunch of money and a home after her mom passed away. So she doesn't have to want for money. So she's got to find some kind of cause. And I think her cause is to help people like her, especially young girls.
Yeah. So, so that part is good. It's a sad love story. It's sad because he's trapped in the relationship that he's in, and she loves him so much and can't really let that go and be with anybody else. So
I mean, she tries, and she runs into him. She's like,
it all comes back.
It all comes back, and it's like, I can't marry this guy. He's an okay guy, but I can't.
I don't feel the same way.
Well, she doesn't really feel anything for him.
Yeah, that's true. So, so that was sad. So at the end, I got a little like, are they gonna see each other?
They're not going to have a romantic affair, but this new kind of dynamic is going to allow them to have a relationship. Okay. So they'll be able to continue that.
They'll be able to see each other and be friends.
They have that intimate friendship where it didn't involve anything physical, but they both, you know, it still kind of fulfilled their lives, you know, to be able to have someone who you love and care about, and, you know, and they've got Tina in common now.
Yes.
They've got, you know, they're both going to make sure that this young girl has the life that she needs.
Yeah.
This is a really good story.
It's a good story, and her mom is such a bitch.
Yeah.
She's such a bitch, and she's so mean to her.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for her to be that way.
And that's, I think, the thing that's missing is, like, does she kind of... is she jealous of her because she got to live, like, you know, maybe she got married really, really young and didn't get to have those kinds of experiences?
Well, I think in the middle of it too, when she comes back and she's very independent, her mom is like, oh no, she doesn't need me anymore.
Well, yeah.
And that's when she starts getting like sick and... You know.
Well, yeah, she all of a sudden she's bedridden, but I mean, she has a legitimate heart attack, obviously.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she you know, is wanting her daughter to dote on her.
Yeah.
And she won't because she's, you know, she's like...
She's become her own person.
She's become her own person, and she knows her mom's games, and she's not about to play into them.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yep. I gave this one a 61. Jerry gave it a 58. The list score is 59.5. So we both enjoyed it. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Should check it out. Betty Davis was great.
Yep.
So...
I think this is one of her, she nominated like 11 times.
Oh, I don't know.
Something like that. She's got a bunch of nominations. I don't know if she won or not for this one, but I think she was nominated.
Okay.
She has a bunch of Oscar nominations.
Yeah. She's
I think she's just in terms of acting, I think she's number 2 behind Meryl Streep.
Okay. All right. Well, if you like our video, please sign up and subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to email us directly, please email us at ratingthelist@gmail.com. I think that's it for now. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Brad.
And we're Rating the List. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.